everyone, welcome to another video, and today we're here to talk about the Micro Player by My Arcade. These are little mini arcade machines, and then they kind of look like the Coleco arcade machines, the mini arcades that came out back in the early 80s, late 70s. So I decided to take a look at these things, and I thought they were really cool because they had one of my favorite games, which is Mappy, as I just showed you guys. And as I started looking at more of them, they were actually on sale at not GameStop, but Walmart. And I was looking at them. I was like, wow, I could use a couple of these. These are pretty cool. And the next thing you know, I almost got all of them. The only reason I didn't get the last two was because I couldn't find them in stores. But anyways, let's take a look at these arcades. First, I just want to show the size difference between these machines and the ColecoVision machines. You can see the difference here. But what's more important is these things can fit in the palm of your hand real easy. So it's kind of cool like that. Here's what the back of the machine looks like. Here you can adjust the volume. It also takes 4 AA batteries, but you can also plug in a USB port. So if you want to go that route and have it plugged into a wall, you can do that, but it doesn't come with the cord. First one we're going to look at is Mappy. Now, I actually played the sequel back in the day, which I'll get to in a bit. But Mappy's pretty much a platform game. Well, yeah, I guess you call it a platform game where you kind of like try to get back stolen items. You play as a police officer named Mappy, and you're going against these cats. I forgot what they were called, but like there's some kind of gang. But anyways, you're trying to get back stolen merchandise. You get points to add it to your high score as you play the game. Also, out of all the arcades I got, Mappy was the hardest one to find because it seems like it was exclusively at Target only when it comes to local stores. I couldn't find this at Walmart anywhere, so I found most of the other ones at Walmart. So it was weird trying to find this one, but thankfully I found it, and it is my favorite. And also, here's Mappy Land. Now, Mappy Land was the first one I played. A very fun game, and it made me go back and play the original Mappy. Also, Mappy for Nintendo is a very cheap game, hidden gem. Totally pick it up if you have the chance. Now, here's the Pac-Man game. I would say probably this is going to be the one that most people go after. I mean, most people love Pac-Man. It's a pretty easy game to get into. But what I liked about this was, of course, that it's Pac-Man, but I hate that it's the original Nintendo version of Pac-Man. At least from what I'm taking here. It seems like Pac-Man goes really slow, but I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Maybe this is not the Nintendo version, but I just wish that he went a little bit faster. You know what I mean? It makes it more exciting. Maybe there's a way I could update the speed for this game. We'll see. But either way, it's a solid game, and I think you should pick this one up, especially since it's Pac-Man. Now here's Bad Dudes. I honestly thought this was going to be the arcade version. I don't know why. I just figured it was going to be the arcade version. It ended up being the Nintendo version, which is one player, which pretty much makes sense since these things are pretty much one player. This one was fun, but I had a little bit of difficulty trying to pull off certain moves, like the spin kick. You know, you had to push both buttons at the same time, but still totally seems playable, and I enjoyed it. Happy to have this one. Definitely one you want to have, especially if you like the Bad Dudes game. Dig Dug was my brother's favorite arcade game back in the day. I never really got into it too much. I did play it from time to time, and I enjoyed it, in small increments, but it was never something that I would play for a long time. And I can't imagine people would be doing the same thing with this version. But still, I mean, it looks good. I mean, it definitely has an arcade feel. But I think this is probably the Nintendo version, but I'm not sure. Burger Time was very popular back in the day. I decided to pick this one up, just for the novelty side of it. I was playing the game, and it actually reminds me of Popeye mixed with a Donkey Kong Jr. in a way, if that makes any kind of sense. Fun game. It won't make you hungry for a hamburger after playing it, but you'll get a sense of that you played a solid game. Karate Chap, I remember this really well because I actually borrowed. This was like one of the first games I borrowed from a friend back in 2nd grade, and he was happy to let me borrow it because he didn't like the game at all. And the controls were just so awful in this game. It's like, ugh. I mean, I hear the arcade is worse. I actually got good at it, but definitely I probably would play something else besides Karate Champ. Galaxian. This game was before my time, and thank goodness because of that, because I don't think I would have ever got into this game. But it was a trend back in the day, so still pretty interesting. It's pretty simplistic, but still a solid shooter. Let me know if you guys are a fan of this game. Here is Galaga, the sequel to Galaxian. I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty solid shoot 'em up. It's definitely better than Galaxian in my opinion. But definitely, if you like shoot 'em ups, this is probably one of the ones you want to own for the system. All right, guys. So that's a quick look at the micro arcades. We've come a long way since the freaking ColecoVision arcades, and I just picked it up. And yeah, of course, that sound you heard is the batteries falling out because those covers on these things just did not. They did not stick well, and that's why when you buy these things, a lot of them are missing the cover, the battery cover. But anyways, micro arcades definitely worth it to collect these. I mean, but for me, when I say collect it, it's more as a novelty. And the reason I say novelty because you're not going to really be playing too hard on these things. I mean, they're cute for a little bit. You know, I would say maybe around, you could play around 10, 15 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes at the most for certain games. But you're not going to want to play them longer than that because, you know, they are small and, you know, hands are big. So it's like, man, it's kind of uncomfortable to play longer than that. So there are definitely better versions of these games to play on other hardware. So don't think these are the best versions of the games to play. They are cool because they're cute and everything. But like I said, they're more of a novelty to put on your shelf. And real fast, too, I want to mention, I was actually missing three of them. The three I was missing are Heavy Barrel, Caveman Ninja, which is also known as Joe and Mac. And then there's a one game that has all the games built in one. Now, for room constraint, that's probably the better one to get, but of course, it's the most expensive one to get, you know. So just letting you know about that. These things have really reminded me of my childhood when it comes to like how I used to have like maybe $5 and mom and dad would let me go in the arcade and I would pick what game I'm going to play and just really enjoy myself. Those bright lights, the sounds, everybody just having a good time. I miss those days at arcades, you know. I mean, golly, I wish somehow they would come back to us. But of course, you know, once you get that kind of technology with the current consoles, nobody's trying to go to no arcade when you have that kind of entertainment at home. So that's what's kind of the death of the arcades. But this is very nostalgic for me. A great novelty to have in the collection. Are they worth picking up? I mean, it really depends on the price you pay for them. $24 was the cheapest I got these, and they were on sale at Walmart. I don't know if they're really selling now, but I'm pretty sure there'll be a price drop, but maybe not. I'm not really sure. I mean, I got them all pretty quickly, thanks to some people who were on my live feed too with me. Appreciate all you guys. And I'm happy I put this video together for you guys. So hopefully you guys were able to retain something out of this. And maybe you could collect them all. Let me know what you think of them. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about these machines. And that's all I'm going to say, guys. So, Radical Reggie, and I will see you later.